Yo, what's going on, guys? Spoofy with TheCardGuyz. I'm here with Jake Mattern. Long time no see. You're not playing GBs, you're playing something brand new.
Yes.
And what did you play this weekend at Dallas?
I played Clownblade.
Clownblade, and you top 16, right?
Correct.
Well, that's a crazy medical on your part. That's really surprising. I'm glad to see you actually topped. Why'd you decide to play Clownblade of all other decks?
So we were testing with it for about the past month and a half as a fun idea because it was coming out soon. And then we started messing with it, and we realized, hey, this deck can actually win games. And then we realized, hey, this deck's actually really good. And hey, nobody knows how to play against this deck. Mm-hmm. So we just kept going with it and going with it. It's a rank 4 engine. You can splash whatever you want in it and make it work because all that matters is the rank 4s. And then it's ended up being a solid medical. There's not really anything you're really worried about, like that they can flood side for you.
Yeah.
So like it's very flexible. It actually reminds me of Glad Beast in that way. It feels very flexible when I'm playing it, but it's not like back row reliant. It's not vulnerable to max C because like everything's an inherent summon basically.
Okay.
So yeah.
All right, that's awesome. Well, what place you coming out to Swiss?
I got 29th.
29th, and what'd you lose to in top 16? If you don't mind me asking.
I lost to Necros. I beat his teammate in top 32, so he knew what my deck was going in, and he knew kind of like how to play against it. And both game 1 and 2, he goes for the all-in OTK without Masquerade, with like three rituals, and under max C, I go ahead and draw all the cards, don't hit any one of my 8 hand traps that would stop the OTK.
Yeah.
Both either game, and he just kills me when the entire hand, like I could have just come back and killed him next
It's
turn.
Yu-Gi-Oh. Yeah.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Well, let's see what you played. I know a lot of people are going to be interested in this.
Okay. All right. So to start off,
Flip it around. Yeah.
you're right. Do it like this.
It'll be bad.
All right. The Clown engine, pretty standard. It's the core of this deck, and we've messed with cutting numbers, but it's just not worth it. It's like the best part of this deck.
Okay.
Really good. Next is the Heroics. 1,000 blades, 2 assault halberds. One's all you need. Nobody plays DD Crow or anything. There's nothing you're really about wording banishing from the grave outside of Rhapsody or Trish, which you're already trying to play around. And then besides that, this functions as a Cyber Dragon. It's free advantage when they don't do anything. You don't have to commit to the board. You just go summon him, swing, search another one, pass with like a bunch of hand traps in hand or whatever, or set a back row, and it's just easy, and it allows for a lot more special summon plays. And then obviously this combos with the Clown. For those who don't know, anytime you detach and you come back with Clown or whatever, you take 1,000, he comes back. Yep. So that's where the name Clownblade comes from. Next is the Gigabyte engine.
Whoa.
Yeah. So play 3 Gigabytes and 1 Nefarious Eater. You'll see in the extra deck later, this is at 3 because we play King Feral. Because free search, and then you can detach Clown with King Feral, get back Clown, special summon Gigabyte since it's a spellcaster, and it's easy to extend plays that way.
Okay.
And then if you can set up some board and they can't answer it, you get another free search next turn. This turns your Gigabyte into a floater, which most decks just don't ever see coming. For those who don't know, Gigabyte's actually other effect is anytime it dies by card effect or by battle, you can special summon a 1,500/200 from your deck that's not him. So, yeah.
Right there.
There's only a couple in the game.
Okay.
He has a grave effect during your opponent's end phase. You can destroy a creature you control to special summon him. So it ends up being relevant if you have like a Trip Clown floating on the board. You can just pop it, bring him back, and Trip Clown just comes back, and then you can Exceed next turn. You can also use it on like Exceeds that are out of materials. Like you have a Castell that has no materials on it, and you want to make a rank 4 play live next turn. You have a 4-star in hand. You just pop him at end phase, pop Castell, play the 4-star, and it makes your play go off. Also, he functions as an out to Flying Sea, because you can just Foolish Worm, pop the Flying Sea at the end phase, and then keep going.
Okay.
Alright. So, next are the Cs.
Well. Dude, wow.
Yeah. So, main 3 of each, Max C and Retaliating C. So, we were siding them for a while, and then CJ over here was messing with trying these in the main deck, because worst case they're a 4-star, and the reasoning was that the best decks in the format were Necros and Dolls, which this is really good against, and then the other ones were Teller Knights and Burning Abyss, which this is really good against. So worst case, this would just be a floater that searches for that, or it's a rank 4 material, and it's a 1400. It's actually a fine beater.
Yeah.
But yeah, the card's amazing. It doesn't hurt this deck at all main decking it. It doesn't conflict with you as long... It usually, like, because the decks you're actually using against it conflicts with them more than you.
Yeah.
And then, besides that, it doesn't hurt because it's a 4-star, it's a floater, it searches for max C, or you make a rank 4 with it. It's pretty easy and works really well. Play 2 Jorgettos. This was a fairly recent edition, probably like a couple weeks ago. It was because I realized that no matter like how good the C's were and everything, and the jugglers, that sometimes I just wouldn't draw those cards and I'd still get OTK'd when ideally this deck shouldn't, because it plays jugglers and stuff like that. And I wanted extra things to prevent me from dying, because normally if they go in for the push and I can just stop them killing me, I can normally just come back and win the game next turn. He also has a lot of tricks that you can do with him. Like all the time against, if I'm playing against Necros and I have a guy and I swing into Unicorn, I'll go declare an attack and they won't balk me. I'll be like, alright, after attack declaration, special summon Jorgetto, damage step, run it over because you can't balk me anymore.
Yeah.
And then what's most important, conveniently enough, is actually the gain 1000, because this deck burns itself out of life so much, and it's just really nice to have the other resource of gaining 1000 life points. We actually refer to life points in this deck as mana and magic, because it usually means this deck can keep going and keep going. So play a Singleton Mathematician. So this was an addition within the past like week and a half. We realized that it was just like, we didn't like it in the main originally. We didn't have it in the main for the longest time because it's not a 4-star. It just doesn't combo with the deck, and you can't do much with it outside of just dump a guy. But like, unless he gets ran over, that's his only other value. But he's a spellcaster, and there's some plays that you just don't want to commit to the board, and it's nice to just be able to play him dump blades and just be like, all right, do something. You swing at him, it's going to bring back blades, draw a card, and I'm going to go off next turn. So
Okay, awesome.
all right, and the last main deck creature, 1 DD Warrior Lady.
And how'd this work out?
This was sick. I'm not gonna lie, it was really sweet. So this came up kind of like the Jorgettos. It was after a PS4 tournament I played in. Both of my losses, or my tie in Swiss and my loss in top, were to Dolls, and it was either I got OTK'd and just didn't draw a juggler or anything like that, or Retaliating C, or I just couldn't answer a Window Vanity Lock. This is effectively answer to that, because, or like any Vanity Lock, because that was also a problem. Because it gets rid of the big guy, and anytime you get rid of the big guy that's behind the Vanity, they have to answer their own Vanity, or else you're just gonna like summon Halberd.
Yeah, you're just gonna...
So, and it's searchable by Rhoda. Besides that, it's a rank 4 material. It has applications versus everything. It kills Unicorn, it kills Winda, banish a Burning Abyss creature, banish Teller Knight monster. Like, it's a solid card.
Okay, awesome.
But yeah, we were siding it so much, and we were bringing in every matchup. We were like, why are we just not main decking this card? We played 1 Rhoda. This was a 2 for a while, but we ended up side decking another out that justified getting rid of the other Rhoda, and we only play 4 Rhoda targets, and sometimes it would be awkward with 2, so we went down to 1. Foolish Burial, staple in this deck. 1 Mind Control. The whole format's on rank 4s outside of BEA, so you get value out of it like everywhere.
Players who signed up for UBA number 4, please make your way over to the public event stage.
Pretty
UBA
standard.
number 4, make your way over to the public
And
events.
1 Instant Fusion.
We're only 1 Instant Fusion.
So the format going into Dallas is built to beat Nodin, because everybody's scared of Nodin. And because of that, every deck that I've seen is on like 3 max Cs. It's the worst feeling ever getting this card max C'd, because either you just neg 1 and don't activate the effect, or you go in and they're drawing like at least 2 to 3 cards.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's really bad value when that happens, but when I just play the 1, I can use it as like a backup, to like either extend plays or backup plays where like I've already gone summon, and I'm at the point where they would have already max seeded me, and I can just do this. Where if I'm stuck with 2 in my hand, I just have one guy, like I'm forced to activate the one right there. Whereas like they would have already tried to somehow max seed me, and I know whether it's safe or not.
Okay.
Also, the extra deck's really tight, so on space, and we ran into issues when testing too of not having 2 Nordens. It was a little annoying. So traps, 2 breakthrough skill. Additional outs to Winda and Unicorn, because those are annoying, very annoying. Besides that, solid card. Most people know that. And a lot of the good one-of traps in the game. I mean, most of the staple ones. The biggest thing in our trap lineup was to be everything to be either chainable to a doll fusion or chainable to if construct hits the board and there's a dragon used in the process, we wanted it to be chainable to get rid of the construct in any sort of way. Because anytime we were playing anything that was like Call of Daunted or Mirror Force, it always just got popped by the dragon.
Okay.
We wanted everything to be chainable. The last trap that we added was Time Space Trap Hole. I think the card's highly underrated. It literally just functioned as another compulsor bottomless. Does the exact same thing. Does the job, and the deck has enough life points it can do it.
So you don't regret playing this card though?
Oh no, that card's sweet.
Okay.
I won a lot of games with that card. Okay. But yeah, it just worked as another compulsor bottomless. It was really good.
Awesome.
All right.
It's 40 main deck?
Yeah, 40 main deck.
Okay, awesome. How about the extra inside?
Okay. I guess I'll go to the extra. 1 Noden, pretty obvious. Card sweet. 1 Abyss Dweller, also solid card. Really nice to be able to detach whenever for the clowns. 1 King of Feral Imps. This guy's amazing. This is like one of the sickest exceeds in the deck. Just like the free searches it offers the deck and extending plays is really good. The 101, solid card. The Gusto Emerald, also another solid advantage exceed for you going to. Castell, another just like this one, another one that you can detach 2 off of, so anytime you have Clown and Blades under it, you get to detach both and just make another exceed.
Yeah.
Rhapsody, this card is amazing in this deck. Most people don't realize like how insane it is in this deck, because you just make like Clown and Blades under it, you banish 2 cards from their grave, you get them both back, and then you just make like your big exceed or whatever, like a 101 or whatever, like a 3300 for free. Because like it required nothing doing that. It's pretty insane, and then it's also pretty savage against like Teller Knights, like banishing Deneb and stuff like that, so it's solid. Play the Diamond combo. Don't play any other rank 5s or anything like that to go into. The deck was too tight on room for Pleiades, that's actually the only reason. But Diamond was good enough to play Diamond, so it plays both of those. Yeah, Shadal's, BA, and Infernoids. Play 2 Exciton Knight. It's the only exceed we play 2 of. So this card ends up being like almost the best exceed in the deck, and it depends on the deck you're playing against, obviously, but it gives you so many free wins, and your opponent's almost always prepped for the first one. They're never prepped for the second one on the same turn. It happens every single time. You just go play 2 guys into Exciton, they warning it, or they Fiendish Chain it, and you're just like, alright, detach, get back guy, special guy from hand, Exciton again, there's like...
Savagery. Did you do that all
weekend?
That's hilarious.
It's so good.
That's hilarious.
Play 1 Giant Hand.
Okay.
This card is like it's literally insane with this deck. I don't even want to like underplay it. Like it was so good that like a week ago he bought a Giant Hand and he had to borrow a Giant Hand because he didn't want to play this deck. He didn't have Giant Hand. Because it's like it gives free wins versus Teller Knights. Without that, there's a bunch of games where you just lose because you don't have the card there. And then also with Noden out, it counters Noden plays.
Okay.
So it's really good. The only other placement I could suggest in that option is the Pleiades, but there's most situations this is better than it, and it obviously shuts down Tellers. So Trapeze Magician. Pretty staple in this deck. I have OTK'd a lot of people this weekend with that card. Most of that involves these last 2. Dark Rebellion Dragon and Diamond Crab King. So anytime you have a Trick Clown or a Juggler and like 2 other guys in hand, you can either versus an open board, Trapeze plus this for game, or versus 1 creature, Trapeze for this plus this for game. It's the dumbest thing ever.
That's so funny.
And then versus Necroz, like they'd have a Velkin hand, and or you'll actually see from the side deck. I'll explain that later. But yeah, it's really good. There's so many OTKs, and then obviously this is good against Towers Turbo. This deck has a great matchup versus Towers Turbo because you can consistently off of like 2-3 guys just go Crab King Exiton, crash with Towers, blow up with Exiton, set traps, go ahead and win the game. And then this guy is a generic Unicore out because everything else outside of this is like 23 or less. So I think he detaches too, which is very relevant too.
Side deck.
All right, so side deck, 2 Ghost Ogres. For a long time, we actually main decked these cards. That was before we knew exactly how the format was developing. Card's great. It has a lot of utility, and it's just a solid card, but it ended up going to the side deck because the format stayed pretty hard on Necros and Dolls.
We have 4 minutes, by the way, left.
No problem. 1 Kaiku. Card's great. It's also a spellcaster, so my whole deck's like can combo with it.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's great versus Necros. And it's great versus like Infernoids and some random things like that. Also used it against Cosmos, where you drop this on the field, you Ghost Ogre their 7-star or whatever, and it doesn't get to banish because you can Ghost Ogre the 7-star on the 1,000 gain trigger. But yeah, it's really good. 1 Shadal Dragon. That was the card that we added when we added the Mattern. We were testing one of this in the main deck because it's an additional Unicore out and a Winda out and stuff like that, but it's also Mattern and Foolish Target as like an MST type thing.
Okay.
And it's also a spellcaster, so same reason with the Kaiku, you can combo off of it, it's great. And then yeah, it's another out to everything. It's really nice one of them board. Side 2 Necro Valley and 1 Gravekeeper's Kommanod.
Okay.
So what's really sweet about this is, first of all, he's a spellcaster, so you can combo with him. And then he also means that you're not going to like triple draw a Valley. But besides that, it would allow for a lot of OTKs versus Necros, like I was telling you, where like they'd be sure that they're safe or whatever, and like have like a big guy on the board and a Belkin hand. I just go Necro Valley, 3 guys, make Dark Rebellion, trap these, kill you.
Game.
Yeah. I mean, it's really good, and then it's also the only floodgate in the game outside of Vanity that also counters Nodin because they can't target from Grave.
Okay.
So I like it a lot better than Iron Wall. 2 Defusion, a little bit extra against Dolls, a little bit extra against Heroes.
Why not, though?
Yeah, it's another chainable back row versus Dolls, so. 3 MSTs, pretty staple card because I'm not playing the deck. 2 Decrees. I'm not on too many traps in a lot of matchups. My traps are my go-to to side out, not my engine. So it's pretty easy to side these out. And then I side deck 1 Deltros. So the reason for this is that we wanted an option to be able to go into turn 1 Diamond in certain matchups like Infernoids.
Okay.
But, and like Dolls if I really wanted to. But there's no way we'd ever do that game 1 because we don't know what our opponent's playing under normal circumstances.
Yeah.
But game 2, if I have to go first or whatever, I can just make Ptolemy put 2 under it or whatever. And then end phase, put the diamond under it, or put the Deltros under it, and then during their turn, diamond them. So it also sometimes has applications being Deltros, and yeah, besides that, that's the deck.
This deck is really clever, not even lying.
It's really sweet.
A lot of people are going to want to see this. I know a lot of people have already messaged me about getting your list, so I'm very excited that you were, wanting to actually do this. But thank you very much for the deck profile. Congrats on top 16.
Yeah.
And hopefully we'll see you again in another YCS and another top, all right?
All right, cool.
All right, see you guys later. Thank you very much.